Hi folks, so we are back at the 8 Regents tournament. It's 6-1 for Stark against Baratheon in round 1, and we are jumping into the next game, which could be decisive. It's Emils for Baratheon playing Brotherhood, and we have Reinhard playing Banner Dragon. So this is match point, I guess. And yeah, well, glad to see Plaza of Pride and the Northern Armory there against Melisandre. But yeah, Brotherhood is a tough opponent. And Black Haven Rider is gonna kneel Daisy. That's an underplayed character because it's difficult to make use. It's not a lore which you need in Brotherhood for Azora High Reborn. Doesn't have any other traits and can't really do much in challenges once you play it. Of course, you can't even set up that character because it's so awkward because you waste the ability. Then only has a military icon, but sometimes it hits really nicely. Obviously, in Brotherhood, it's never gonna matter for your side. And yeah, it depends. I mean, it can be a Bear Island Scout there, or it can be Daisy. It's a big difference. And the Melisandre Nil coming as well, so we have nothing. Do we spend the armory? I didn't set to refill the hand. Unfortunately, I have to say that we tested this very matchup last night, and Bara Brotherhood was tough to deal with for this Banner Dragon deck. I guess early plan is going to be just a stall. Let's see. We have dupes, so I don't know. Oh, okay, that's pretty nice. Guess they can protect the last card. Now everyone except Tormund into the military or what? Ah, Tormund and Black Haven Rider, so no power. Well, it's the least important challenge at this point anyway, I guess, so I think Dicey will defend and that's it. Might kill Recon, depends if there's an heir to the Iron Throne. Might be, so killing Missandei instead. And immediately going for more draw. Would be nice to have a Morghulis, honestly, because Tormund and Melisandre would both die from that. Yeah, I'm afraid of more Nil here. I mean, you can play Forced March and just use the two Chuds. And it gets the Sinalis, and that's not pleasant. Or you can just play a City Besieged, Nil, Plaza, and Northern Armory. Ooh, Robert's Rebellion. Okay. Going first, hoping to intimidate everything. And what do we have for air, if anything? Arya, okay. Well, she will dupe herself, so... And she's immune to some stuff. If you have Morghulis, it's interesting, but okay, we have... Emils has another round to dupe stuff. Delena means we have to use the armory and the plaza before challenges. If Melisandre needs, she doesn't actually. So, okay. The Intimidate will work real nice, I guess. Sort high. Doesn't use Melisandre on that, so that means for sure there's a scene in flames, right? Then Delena will matter. Well, military is a problem on Robert's Rebellion, of course, so we have to also get some claim soak here, but then we will also suffer to claim intrigue, so nothing's particularly fun here. Well, how about a Gravin to stop her being knelt and the milk for Torment? But then the agenda chooses Intimidate. I don't think there's a way to get out of this situation. Gifts. Interesting. Ooh, Gravin, excellent. That's not bad. Wish that Azor High wasn't there, because then Bara would actually struggle to push challenges through, and starting military go straight into that ice. Of course, Sin in Flames comes immediately, and it will leave Gravewind in hand, I think. Unless we just accept that it's gonna be a bad round, and we do. This is gonna lose us the remaining cards, then we have 2 old gates there. Doesn't use Torment in time. I hate to see all the inside. Now military, the most annoying one here. Are we killing Alicane is the question. Or are we taking the dupes? Taking the dupes, so no Morghulis. I was kind of hoping Morghulis that Tormund and Melisandre away, but again 7 cards, I mean, okay, the big power gain and board control is gone, but you can marshal Angu and Lemon Cloak and something and just keep the pressure on. It would be slightly more difficult than against Daisy and Arya still there. think probably our plan is going to be to play Mad King's Command at some point, right? Harry's not hitting that well here. Though you do have to keep Tormund, so it's only Tormund and Melisandre if you also want to keep Melisandre. Delena's really good here, so. Score-wise, it's only 3-0, so I can still salvage this. And this is, again, not the best, but we do have initiative now. Two stats, so. How about another armory? Or Amira in Shadows. Not good. I think we have an unexpected return in the deck. Can't put in a big military icon, but it can Caitlyn. And yeah, might lose the stat when Melisandre and Niels are the same because Greywind has to cancel that, I think. The odds of there not being a Lord Chad. Still no dupes have come in, so it's a bit awkward for Emils. Has to now genuinely play around this military potential. Okay, Queen's Man. That's awkward because, well, it does need to kneel Tormund if it wants to discard something. But if there's an unexpected return in hand, I really don't want to lose that. But then, you know that the very next trigger is gonna be Melisandre kneeling something. Has to kneel Tormund though, so then Tormund could just be gone from the board. Because if you have a knelt Tormund going into Mad King's Command and what, Melisandre and Delena, I mean, that's not good, is it? Then even one kneel doesn't matter that much. Greywind doesn't cancel anything. And Queen's Man doesn't do anything interesting. What is the situation? And is there another Scene in Flames? Could not choose Alysanne. I mean, she's done for the round. Unless there's a stand and Delena goes. Okay, gonna lose Alysanne. So hypothetically, if Greywind cancelled and there's not another nil, Alysanne still on 4 strength and she has stealth and Arya has stealth. And Daisy doesn't anymore and she's gonna be, what, 3 strength? Think you can do military with ice, can you not? Whatever Bara chooses. So we must have something decent as a backup to not do that. Tormund gets stealth, but we still win military if he doesn't do tokens. Do we have a nightmares? I mean, Emils checked the hand, so tokens, yeah, so he's basically 12 strength on himself, so if he has stealth, maybe actually with giving even 3 military icons and 2 stealths is not enough against him, whatever we do. We're gonna make him kneel anyway. And it's to claim coming back. Think we might make Melisandre kneel also. Does have 2 King's Gates though, and I think losing 2 cards and keeping and triggering 1 is not too bad, but yeah, how is he pushing power through though? For sure wants to do military and then okay, it's gonna remove that threat. Eat the intrigue. But now I think if we do power, then we deny King's Gates, right? And we don't have as much econ, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we are going to deny. The King's Gate's gonna go down to 1. And then unopposed military is 2. And even unopposed power. Well, that would be 5 actually, but then we protect our hand. Ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Surprise, surprise. What are we kneeling? Queensman, right? No military happening the other way, so now only power and go for more draw? No, go for intrigue and accept the card disadvantage. And this time he gives himself renown. What are we losing? Ooh, that's not fun. That would have got cards straight back, and She-Bear was econ here because we only have one armory left and gates on the other side. Ice is gone as a threat. But now what? We could get rid of that Azor Ahai. Well, we have initiative again. It's another city besieged is gonna get rid of Plaza again, which is annoying, especially you win or you die. Here's where She-Bear would be absolutely invaluable. Gonna have 7 gold. Emils kept 1 card from last round, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't have a Melisandre Nil, and this time Gravin going to hand's not fun. Because he's lost for sure. Have another Shiver. Brings Alysanne straight back. Milk for Tormund. What a nightmares. No throne. Is there no Melisandre Nil? There is one at the very last moment. Do we Gravin this though? I have 2 stealths on the military, so even with Tormund's ability, we still win that. There's Claim and Intimidate. I think we have to cancel that, lose Gravind and now do real damage. Call a Nightmare or a Put to the Sword or something. I mean, he might even know what the last card is. Not sure if anything's still there. Winter is coming, sure. So if Tormund triggers 10 plus 10 strength on himself, he's 14. You can stealth the other 2. Okay, Tormund's not doing anything. So that's 2 Claim and Intimidate. I wish we had that ice. And we have actually 1 gold to move Nymeria around, so we can intimidate the other character as well after military has gone through. No cards for Bara to play a reset and no way to trigger Kingsgate from this point, I don't think. Even though it's Banner Dragon, Alysanne does not kneel here and she does have stealth. So Alison, I think Daisy has to be in the challenge because she has Nymeria to start with. They would be enough. Right? Or you can then intimidate with Daisy on the power challenge instead and intimidate on the intrigue with Sansa. That also works. I mean, you can win this challenge without yeah. Torment's only 4, can get more strength. It's probably gonna be unopposed. I mean, you might as well oppose. Everything's going to shit, I think, here for Emils this round at least. I think what he has done is the Harris, right? But then Arya's immune to that now. Tormund defense, the Judd's gonna be claimed, and then Dicey will intimidate. Probably keep Nymeria on herself anyway. Just missing one more thing, the last card's Grey Wind. If that one more thing was Winter is Coming. Because the Harris with Melisandre and Tormund, and then you try to win the top deck battle, but Reinhard's gonna have such a board advantage because Arya's immune to the Harris, and then you keep Daisy, Alicent, and Sansa, so 4 characters against 2. And having to top deck the Melisandre Nil in the first place, and Plaza's gonna be standing, so. Yeah, I think I needed to find a way to trigger some of those King's Gates on Mad King's command. Ooh, he has Mad King's command, but he doesn't have initiative, and Arya survives it. Takes stealth on Tormund again. This time he has 14 strength, and Daisy's strength goes straight down, so. We lose the Grey Wind, but we have Plaza after Melisandre nails something, surely. If she does. The warrior doesn't matter, I don't think we'll have the 7 character. Now, does it guess? And what does it guess? Amber Loyalist, okay. I mean, that's not the thing you want, because the 3 characters you're gonna keep for Mad King's command are almost certainly already in play. Oof, okay, if that's Mira, that's the best card he could have drawn, honestly. So that's an extra body that otherwise wouldn't have been there. Now what has Emils found? Well, that's pretty good for him. There's Alicent, so now I think might just be Septa Mordane, Daisy and Sansa instead. Still gonna have the Nymeria Nil, that's the thing. So if that's Mira, I mean, it could be Aegon, to be fair. I wish it was Mira, honestly, because blanking Tormund ruins all the plans for Bara. If it's Aegon, I don't know what he brings in this one. There's no raiding Kalasar, so brings Stark armies, I guess. Or a Darion Harris. Who doesn't take anything though? Tormund's gonna take stealth again, I think. Now, do we have a Nightmares as the last card? We have Mira. Perfect. Oof, I can't believe we had 2 blanks. That's such clutch cards that Reinhard had here. Emils must be fuming this one because the game was going so well, and honestly there didn't seem to be a lot we could do. But with what little we had, it was the perfect counters for everything. I mean, kneeling that Queen's Man on the 2 claim plot was the key. I think this is just game now, even without going into another round with Intimidate or whatever. Can't stop just 15 power. Excellent stuff from Reinhard, my star player that I picked first. Very happy I did so. Only have 1 banner dragon though, so he will have to play star cards. Although to be fair, this is almost exclusively been star cards. But the Targaryen ones that we had... Okay, Mercenary Contract now is... but we had the gifts searching for attachments was pretty nice, and there was a Missandei, and I think there's an Aegon and some of those big Stark armies, the one that has Salt and 8 cost 1, stuff like that maybe. So, yeah. We played this last night. Not sure, I mean, it wasn't this exact deck, but honestly had so many similar cards. I played the Bara side and just Melisandre and kneeling 1, City Besiege kneeling all the cards that could potentially restand, and just Reinhardt had nothing basically. It was 15-2 or something like that. And I can see now that he's made changes overnight and made sure that he's winning initiative and putting the pressure on, and I think that has been key. Just winning initiative every single round when he needed to go first to do the damage, and he did. And yeah, gifts, finding that Nymeria, that was excellent. Excellent play. Don't think it was in the deck last night, but very nicely updated. So that's now so we have 6. That was the 7th win. That's the round. So the remaining 5 games are just dead, and we have some of our star players still left. I mean, Sarah hasn't played, Gabi hasn't played, and Jake Platt returning to the game. And next one is Sonia's game, and the very last one is Philip Kelly Monday early morning. So those now will be slightly less important, and probably less chance that I will record them as well, because it's not competitive anymore and not have that much time, but we'll see. So yeah, very nice start to the day. Thank you all for watching this one with me, and see you next time.